Hi guys, and welcome back. This is City Skylines 2, San Francisco, the alternative version. I'm your host and creator, Legio, and this is our passenger terminal that we built in the last episode, and I'm really happy with it. I just love the look of it. That building is great. The train is great. The retaining wall is great. The park behind it is great. The rocks and trees over here, not so great. Kind of wish we had Bob that we could take care of that, but I take the good with the bad. It's a vanilla game, and we're going to keep it vanilla for as long as we can, until good mods come out. So yeah, in the last episode, we did get our wonderful passenger train built. We got this park over here built. I really like the design I came up with on it. Pretty happy with it. It's unique. It's very unique. And then over here, we have our rail yard, which does appear pretty barren right now, but I promise it'll get filled up as time goes on. And then we have our cargo trains down here. It is working. We don't have a train coming in right now, but trust me, it's working. I've seen them come and go. And then we created this mess over here, which is going to get cleaned up in a later episode, I promise. Just let me have my mess for right now. So yeah, that was last episode. Let's talk about this episode. This episode, we are going to meet the needs of our citizens. And I don't mean just the RCI demand, I mean actual services. So let's just get into our progression and see what we're going to be getting them. I was looking at it earlier and I was really thinking of getting a couple of these things. So I think we're going to get the emergency battery station because I eventually want to get over here to solar power plant. I'd love for our city to be as green as possible because I think San Francisco in reality is pretty green. So we're going to go ahead and unlock that. And then we're going to go into education and we're going to unlock the college. Because you want to start educating your citizens pretty early. That way you can start getting offices. You don't want to bottleneck the education, so to speak. Or at least that's what I've been seeing in some other people's Let's Plays. And then the next thing I'm going to come in and grab is going to be under police administration. I'm going to go ahead and grab this welfare office. So we'll go ahead and unlock that just to increase our citizens' well-being. And it lowers the likelihood of recurring crime, which always sounds good. Crime is bad. And then we're going to come into our transportation. We're going to grab trams because San Francisco is known for a couple things. It's known for trams and it's known for the bridge. And we already have the bridge. So let's go ahead and get some trams. Okay, so those are the things that we're going to try to focus on today. The next thing we're going to do is start setting up so we can start getting those things in. And the first thing I have to do is address a few things that are getting in the way of that. First off, the landfill needs to be moved. So we're going to go ahead and move it. We're going to just move it over here temporarily. So give me a second to set that up. Okay, yeah. Super realistic, next to a water source where it can contaminate it, next to a train yard where if there's a derailment or anything, bad things will happen. But again, that's temporary. I do kind of like the idea of it running along the train tracks. That's humorous to me. And then the next thing we're going to do is before we go any further, I don't know if you can tell, that's a pretty big hill. Let me show you what I mean with the topography on this thing. So yeah, that's a big hill. Before I proceed anywhere, I've got to take care of that hill. And this is kind of a time suck. So you guys are going to go ahead and enjoy some non-licensed YouTube music while I work on that. Okay, now that we got some of that flattened out, let's go ahead and put our cemetery back in place, and hopefully everything looks alright. So I'm kind of thinking it should go right about there, and oh boy, still a little bit of that. Let's see, can we fix it? I don't know. Let's just take you back a little bit, and then we'll hit our slope. We want our slope to hit about there, and we'll soften the terrain up a little bit. Yeah, okay, we're gonna live with it. It can't be perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on this a little bit anyways. So I'm gonna future-proof this area, so to speak. I know I'm not gonna put both the mausoleum and the temple in. I do think I'm gonna put the temple in here in the back. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a road behind that temple into this road right here. Okay? And then we're gonna go into our one-ways. We're gonna run a one-way up this way. And then we are gonna have this go from here to there. And you can't get it to line up. Okay, we'll just take it from this direction. And we'll try, oh, we need to adjust our heights just a smidge. I like putting them on the lowest setting. I think I get the best results with it. And I try to keep the angle of the road as close to 0 as possible. So you'll see the angle there is a 2.2. I can live with that on for now just to get the connection. But what I'll eventually do is just come in and delete it anyways, because no, I actually didn't like it. And that's a better angle. That's closer to 0. So let's see how that looks. Okay. Yeah, not bad. I'm going to go ahead and try to get it a little bit more centered. Let's see. Yes, there we go. That's better. So there's our cemetery. I think what we can do is we can go ahead and put some paths around this bad boy, so that, you know, people can come and visit if they like. Let's see, how do we want to... Can't run it through anything. You know what? We'll just leave it as is then. And we'll just... You know what? Hold the phone. We'll just go ahead and put some trees around. Yeah, that'll do. Just tree it out. Tree it out. Okay, so now that we got the cemetery in its final resting place, total pun intended, let's run this road out this way, quite a ways actually. And then I want to go ahead and get the high school in, and I'm a little nervous about the hill, but let's see what happens with it. Let's give it quite a bit of space. And the main thing I want to get in on this is the sports field, and that looks okay from the front. Let's check the back. Don't need that. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's try and run this road behind it and see how that looks. Not great. Kind of wish I had moved it so I could fix that. So what we'll do is we'll take this road out, and then what I think I might do is a little slow, try to aim right about there. Okay, that looks a lot better. So now we can go back to our high school and start putting some of the other things in. So the sports field just takes up a whole lot of room, and it's quite annoying to try to fit that in later. So we're just going to go ahead and put everything in on the high school, and I think that looks really good. And the next thing we're going to add, as long as I was smart about it and left enough room, is we're going to put in some parking for the high school. And there is definitely enough room. And how does this look? Now that view, what we might do is just smooth it over just a smidge. Yeah, you know, we're just gonna have to live with how this looks. And then we're gonna go ahead and get some vegetation. So right now we have bushes. Let's go ahead and throw some bushes all throughout this area. Let's get a spruce or two going. How about some oaks? I like the oaks in this. We'll do a London as well. And then over here we'll add some. So, alright, we got a high school. They have a parking lot. I think that looks pretty good. I wonder if we can fit a path right in here. Or if it's just going to look silly. Nope, path looks good. I think we could actually move it over just a smidge. Just a tiny smidge. Like maybe like that. Nope, that looks even worse. You know what? It'll go without a path, I think, then. Yeah. I don't really know. Let's see. Let's try this. Okay, yeah, I think I can live with it. It's not great. I really am fighting with this terrain. It's starting to get almost too much in some areas, but I think what I can do is hide a lot of it with trees, just letting the trees build up and hide a lot of the ugliness that I've created. We'll see how that pans out for me, but yeah. So now we have the high school in, guys, and I'm pretty excited for it. At least the area is flat enough, and I mean, not all parking lots have to be perfectly flat. I mean, it makes sense, right? Right? When you zoom out, you can hardly tell. So, okay, now we have our high school in, we have our cemetery in, and that's all good to go. Alright guys, so while I make a mess of things in the fast play, let's go ahead and acknowledge some things. First off, this video did get out a little later than I wanted it. Thanksgiving played a big role in that. I had to go see my family, which that all turned out good. Hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. And then while I was on Thanksgiving, unfortunately one of my co-workers passed away at work, and I helped with some of the funeral arrangements, so that did eat up a large chunk of time. I'd had this video pretty much edited and filled out. I just had to put, little touches on it, so it was ready to go. I was going to post on Thanksgiving, but life had other plans, so hopefully you guys can understand with that. But anyways, I do have some comments I'd like to share. The first is from, I'm going to butcher this name, I'm sorry, Siskarshin9781. If I butchered it, please forgive me. Said he would love to see us extend along the south coast as well as towards Silicon Valley. I do plan to try to do that, so hopefully you'll love it whenever I do it. And then he would love to see our take on the cool boonies beach towns. I would love to see our take on the cool boonies beach towns. We'll see what happens. And the little island at that minute mark, which is the first episode, he commented on the first episode here. He said that's Alcatraz, and he's right. And would you believe I did know that? I just totally spaced when I was recording because for some reason I get nervous when I do this. So please believe me, I knew that. I just didn't correct myself. And then the next comment that we have comes from Noah Dacio. Says he's a native born, raised, and still living in San Francisco, which is really cool. And he said it's an awesome video, which I take. That actually makes me really happy because a native born San Francisco giving a compliment just means a little bit more. Not that all your feedback doesn't matter, but that's really cool for me. And he said, let him know if we want any insider history on San Francisco. And sir, I want any insight and history you can give me on San Francisco. Because if you watch my last series with City Skylines 1 on Mohegan, I made a vain attempt to try to do like little history lessons. I have a bachelor's degree in history, so very fascinated by any form of history really. So I really appreciate the comments, guys. Hopefully I can continue to deliver and keep you happy and satisfied with all that. But with all that said, I'm just going to kind of let the fast play speak for itself. Basically all we're doing is we're filling in this area. It's called Anchor Park. It takes the name after the park. So hopefully you guys are enjoying all this, and we'll be right back to live Legio, which is just awesome to listen to. Thanks, guys. Alright guys, so I've basically been letting the simulation play out and fill in this neighborhood that we just built in Anchor Park. So yeah, I think it's turning out quite nicely. It'll be a lot better when the houses level up, because I don't know how much trailers fit into a San Francisco theme, but no shame to anybody who lives in trailers. I just don't know if it works with the theme, but it'll get there. So yeah, this is the neighborhood. We did hit a milestone while we were building. We'll get to that in a second, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and start adding some trees into this neighborhood, because trees are what really help the neighborhood come alive. And if you haven't noticed, we've now hit the fall time, and I actually like the look of the fall trees in this game. I like fall. It's fall right now in America, so you know, the yellows, the oranges, and the reds, I think it'll really help. I think it'll really help the look of our neighborhoods and start, filling in the map. Because to get the cities looking realistic, they can't always be what I'm doing right now of grids. You got to have some nature in there. So when those trees grow up, everything will look really good. So okay, let's go ahead and back out a little bit, give a quick once over of the city, make sure everything's going well. They're complaining about high rent. Oh no, you're on fire. Well, hopefully our fire department will get there in time. And you have a dead body. Alright, so typical city things. And what are you complaining about? High rent? Yeah, well, it is what it is. We all pay too much in cost of living nowadays. But anyways, looking at it, the city seems to be doing pretty good in demands. That's always good. But let's go ahead and look at our progressions. So looking at this, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the water, because I know we're going to build a cargo ship area pretty soon. So we're going to unlock that. We're also going to have some kind of passenger harbor. I mean, it's San Francisco themed. They're known for having ferries, I believe. The next thing I thought about getting is this geothermal power plant. I've seen online how that's like the way to go. It's pretty cost efficient. It's green. I have an idea where we're going to put it in a later episode. It's not going to go down right now. We're going to stick with our mess of wind turbines for right now, but the day is coming. And then the last thing we're going to get is large parks, because while I built out the parks and I think they look like parks, the game don't think they look like parks. So we're going to go ahead and grab that, and then we're going to stick some parks in our parks. So let's go ahead and look at these parks real quick. Those are right there, and we got a large park, and we got large plaza and a large playground. Let's look at the large city park first. Let's just see what this looks like. Okay, it doesn't look too bad on its own. I don't like it here though, and especially because it tears up that terrain. Let's see, what's a large plaza? Large plaza's big. That might have to go somewhere different. I kind of want to plop it to see it. Let's go ahead and just plop it so we can see it. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. I have ideas where we can put that. For right now, we're going to get rid of it and get our money back. But it doesn't look too bad. And then let's look at this large playground. Oh, that's not that large at all. Let's just look at it real quick, though. Plop you down. Oh, I kind of like the look of that. The texture isn't that bad, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, I grew up on playgrounds that use shredded tires, so that looks a lot nicer. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep the large playground in here, but we're going to move it. I think we can move it. How's it look over here by the train station? The hills are a little bad. Let's just move it slightly over. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit better. And then I kind of want to add some bushes and stuff around it. And let's add an oak, an oak, an oak. And I actually have found myself really liking the looks of the apple trees, especially in winter. I think they add a nice good pop of color. We'll just add some more bushes and everything around here. Get a hickory, because why not? Hickories look good too. Alright, that takes care of that area. Now we gotta decide, what do we want to do with this bad boy? I think he can go over here somewhere to give that area access to park. Oh yeah, he can go over here. Let's just put him right there. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, that makes sense too to me. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's not like right on the main road, but it's close to the main road. When this neighborhood fills in, they'll have access to it. So yeah, not bad. And then they have that access. So yeah, I think that's good for parks right now. Awesome. So we got that. We do have the tiles, but I don't think we need to buy tiles until the next episode. Because the next thing I want to do is I want to get the post office down. So I need to think, how big is it? Big enough. Let's put the post office, that's the main road. What is that, Hillside Street? Well, that makes sense because basically this whole map is hillsides. Let's put the post office near the main road, but not on the main road. Let's put it, oh geez, I'm probably really overthinking this. Let's put it right here. Yeah, that'll work right there. So now we have our post office. It's on a non-one-way street, which is what we wanted. It's kind of off the main road, but it's near it so they can access it. And then let's go in here and set up our mailboxes. So we're going to want some mailboxes throughout the city. Our main road is right here. We're going to have a couple on the main road, I think. So let's have one there. Let's have one there. How about one down here? I just put them all on one side, didn't I? So let's just put one right there. We'll put one up here by our train station. That makes some sense. We'll put one, by the parking lots of the high school. We'll put one down here by our elementary school. Let's see, we'll put one just here on Manor Street. I guess that's the name of it. And then looks like the industry wants mail too. Okay, well, we'll give them some mail. Put it right there. I've never really seen too many mailboxes in industrial zones, but you know, we also live in an age where mailboxes aren't really used like they were. I mean, I haven't used a mailbox in years. I was born in 1990, so don't judge me. I have used them. It's just been a while. So yeah, I think that's good. We got mail going. They're complaining about rent, but that's because I mess with the taxes and they just want housing. So let's go ahead and give them some more housing, I guess. Alrighty guys, so we let the simulation do simulation things, and I gotta say, I like the results. I do like the results. Just looking at some high residential here, and I gotta say, these assets look pretty clean. Like, this is a building I would expect to see in most North American cities for an apartment complex. So that makes a lot of sense to me. It just looks like it could fit in anywhere to me. And then these buildings right here just kind of feel like they fit the San Francisco vibe to me. I think it's because of these arches up here and the the white brickwork that breaks up the other brickwork. And the door really sells it to me. So yeah, these are my favorite assets for this themed city. And we got this boy over here. This guy just screams, I belong in Chicago to me. Like, I go to Chicago quite a lot, and I see buildings that basically are just like this. It's like a copy paste and bring it in. But yeah, no, really like the assets. I think Colossal Order and Paradox did good on those assets. I gotta say, I'm more or less pleased with the assets. They all look pretty good. I get a little frustrated with the level 1 low residential all basically being trailers, but it is what it is. I can live with it. They upgrade inevitably. So anyways, yeah, let's get an overview of what we did, and we'll go from there. So we primarily expanded out this way. We got the high school plop down. We got a post office running post. They are getting letters, so that's all good. I didn't want to get a whole lot done in this episode. I wanted to keep it nice and tidy, and it still doesn't feel that tidy to me. So let's go ahead and check in on the city, see how she's doing. Yeah, overall, I think the city's doing pretty good. We have a lot of demand. We got some tiles we're going to buy later on. The only thing they're complaining about right now is high rent. Yeah, high rent. And I don't know why they're complaining to me. I'm the mayor. I don't charge you rent. I just take your taxes. Which, you know, I don't complain to my mayor about anything. I don't even know who my mayor is. But yet you guys won't leave me alone. Needy citizens. So anyways, that's basically it for this episode, guys. Not a super spectacular one. The next episode, I promise, is going to be a little bit more interesting. But if you did enjoy this and you're enjoying the series, please remember to leave a like and or subscribe down below. I appreciate it. You already know about the comments. So with all that said, let's go ahead and play some cinematics and get you guys out of here. And you guys have a good day.